VR tried to take my game and steal it, to take all of my hard work and effort away, while he laughed and mocked me.
VR sent me death threats multiple different times, and I was just really extremely scared, and I was worried for my life.
VR framed me for saying the N-word and got me banned and blocked by almost all gorillatag YouTubers, even my own friends.
VR has taken me once given trust and hope to change and threw it all away. I wish the best for CJVR and the best for Rax. I gave them a chance to represent themselves and a chance at redemption. But VR, after myself asking after everything that had happened that you will soon see in this video, has refused to do an interview. This is YouTube's most racist, hated, disliked, copying, dishonored, disdained, and lying content creator. This is the following index for our story. You can skip to the following events above by scrolling along your timeline bar now, although I highly suggest you watch the video all the way through. For the rest of the video, the named subject will be dubbed as Ruthless VR, as the subject involved only wants attention. Please watch all the way through before you make a judgment on the following events. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy. Chapter 1. Racism and Death Threats. Ruthless VR has had multiple cases of himself saying the N-word and the hard R, and being extremely racist, saying the N-word every chance he got. These are only a few screenshots of Ruthless VR saying the N-word and the hard R. Mind you, there are so many others that are not archived. These screenshots are not censored, so you the viewer can see for yourself without censorship. Next, Ruthless VR has sent death threats to someone who looked to him as a trusted friend. The user affected by this was Moonlight, a Discord user active in the gorillatag fan game community. He thought of Ruthless VR as a friend, and when Ruthless VR sent death threats, Moonlight felt extremely scared and worried for his own life.
Did VR manipulate you personally?
Yeah, he manipulated me to give him code.
Did VR send death threats to you directly?
Yes, he did. I was really scared about it, but the things he said was horrifying. Like, he said, "I'll shoot you dead, N-word." He said, "I'll slit your wrist."
Chapter 2. Framing a fellow content creator. Decided to join a JMan Curly recording session while naming himself Fishtue, and then proceeded to say the N-word, hard R, and the F slur, getting Fishtue banned from all of his fellow content creator Discord servers. Even his own friends banned him on their own servers. Fishtue since then has been able to get back into these servers and gain the respect and trust that Ruthless VR took away from him. But servers such as the JMan Curly Discord server, he still hasn't been unbanned. He was banned by JMan Curly himself when the event took place, with no way to reach JMan Curly to inform him of the event.
Did VR framing you have a long-lasting effect?
Yes, because I still am not unbanned in 2 of those servers today, which is Apollo's and J-Man Curly's.
Chapter 3. Faking a suicide for attention. Ruthless VR has also been known to fake his own suicide for attention on stream. After his recent fake apology video, he did a 7-hour stream where he proceeded to lie and kick out any content creators trying to join to tell the viewers in his stream the true story, myself included. At the end of the stream, he decided to fake a suicide by using a gun sound effect, but it was absolutely fake due to the fact of the sound, the quality, and that he ended the stream, and that the next day he began to stream again. Here's a clip so you can make your own opinion.
This is it, chat.
Chapter 4. Stealing TroutVR's game. It all started when TroutVR was willing to lend his help to help Ruthless VR. Well, Ruthless VR was under the alias of Jazzing at the time. Trout was asked by Ruthless VR if he could teach him how to make a game and help with coding. Trout, while helping Ruthless VR, was willing to lend his own in-game model, but only for testing purposes. Ruthless VR would message Trout about negative things and begin to slowly manipulate TroutVR. Ruthless VR would then begin to abuse Trout's kindness to help him and use it to give himself personal gain. Ruthless VR was then starting to get the attention for his own game, helped by Trout, which he manipulated and further aiding the progress of his game. Ruthless VR would then begin to get YouTubers to join his Discord server for his game, and then he would begin to steal features that Trout's game had, but announce the exact same features Trout would announce for his game, stealing, copying, and taking the hard work from Trout and using it for himself. Ruthless VR's new game, of which he copied from Trout and stole the exact same features Trout had, was now getting recognized by JMan Curly. This excelled the popularity of Ruthless VR's copied game, and now the original game by Trout was about to be shunned under the darkness by a stolen copy. Ruthless VR then posted his game on SideQuest, but for the video, the name of his game will remain unknown. But the game that, when posted, had TroutVR's original model, claiming to be Ruthless VR's original model, even though it was stolen from Trout. Here's a review on the copy of the game, game, further elaborating that point. There's history behind this game's creation, which involves lots of drama and more than I will explicitly say here. But there's one thing I would like to address. This game used to, or most likely still has, stolen assets from another horror game of the sort made by the YouTuber TroutVR. He's most known for making his own horror VR horror game. Here is Trout's video on the game here. Even though jaxx has admitted and apologized for stealing Trout's asset, he went back on his word and never gave full proof of removing the assets. People claim to have said that the creator of this game has gotten someone to edit Trout's original asset to make them look a bit different. jaxx has also been known to be quite toxic to Trout and his fans. Overall, I would play this game to test it out, but do not recommend giving this game nice reviews or donating on PayPal for what jaxx has done. jaxx is Ruthless VR. Trout asked Ruthless VR to take the game model out and to make his own, but was told to quote-unquote fuck off, and that it was Ruthless VR's original model in the first place. When Trout decided it was enough and pushed further, Ruthless VR decided to emotionally manipulate Trout by stating things like, "I thought you were my friend," and "friends never do this," and "you broke my trust." Sadly, there is no archive of these statements, but only the memory/history of it residing with Moonlight, Sour, and TroutVR. Luckily, Trout was able to reach out to Jam and Curly and got his attention before Jam and Curly made a video on Ruthless VR's game. If so, Trout's hard work and all of his effort would have been for nothing. J-Man, once saying Ruthless VR's game being a complete copy and stolen work of Trout's game, decided to take Trout's side and not do a video on Ruthless VR's game. Up until this point, Trout and many other people thought jaxx was known as his own character, until it was found out that Ruthless VR was jaxx, but only under an alias.
Did you lend VR your model for gorillatag?
Yeah, I let him use it for testing purposes.
Did TVR manipulate you?
He abused my kindness. We became quote-unquote friends so that he could use me to make his game to get attention, is what basically went down.
Chapter 5. False Mass Reporting a YouTuber. If you've ever done YouTube and you've ever edited a video and you've spent time on your channel, you can understand how valuable a channel can be to some people. And to me, I've worked a lot on my channel and I would hate to lose it. But are using his power as a content creator to try to get a content creator like myself falsely mass reported is just wrong. And if he's willing to do it to me, he's most likely willing to do so many other content creators. So it's important we stop him while he does it now. The end. Chapter. Rinse and repeat. What can we do to stop Ruthless VR and how you can help? This is all a game to Ruthless VR, as he has done this multiple times. It's a formula that he follows. He sets himself up for controversies and then gets a bunch of attention and then goes silent, so there's a lot of talk about his name. But this recent time he followed a different route to silence. This is my first encounter and a quick summary of my first time with VR. He streamed a coming back stream, so I joined and questioned why he did what he did in the past. Once I kept pushing and telling his viewers who he really was, he decided to play a victim card and started to cry. He ended the stream and we ended up talking and having a call on Discord. I got to hear his side, since at the time I was only hearing what other gorillatag YouTubers had to say about him. He said he wanted to change and he was sorry about being racist and gave me a story that I believed, so I personally gave him a second chance and encouraged him to change and to be different. I commented on his new apology video that he made and was generally rooting for him to change his ways and for him to be different. I was hit with realization and truth that some people don't change. On the 28th of August, as you heard just recently, he tried getting my channel false mass reported to get me banned off YouTube. He then later took down his own channel and got it appealed and now has repeated the exact same steps as before. I'm struck. Not that I am sad, but that I am disappointed and that I generally do care for people to change, such as CJVR and Rax. But Ruthless VR has proven me wrong. He's proven to me that he has made his decision. But if we as a community let him reign and let him continue, he will only bring toxicity to gorillatag as a whole, and will completely destroy the game that we love that is already being filled with toxic 9-year-olds. If you wish to help, you can do so by not supporting him, or taking it a step further and not watching his videos, streams, disliking his videos, or reporting his channel as you see fit. Doing so will only help put further end to this madness and tyranny. So will you help us defeat Mercy VR and put an end to all of this?